Hello everyone, and welcome to the Hunter-Gatherer channel. And we've been through archery season, and then through regular season, and now here comes late archery and muzzleloader season right around the corner. We've got one more day left of regular season, then we're into muzzleloader, so I'm trying to prepare. And I just wanted to give you a quick overview of some of the items and what muzzleloader season looks like for me. What ammo, what powder, how to clean, just a little quick overview. And you're looking at this rifle and you're saying, that's not a muzzleloader. Well, you're right. It is. But this is what Brielle used for regular season. And this is a 270 barrel that goes on to my Cva Optima Elite. So you take this barrel off and then you move this barrel on. This is my muzzleloader barrel. It's a 50 caliber muzzleloader barrel with a fluted barrel to help take down some of the weight. Anyways, so that's that. There's got, you take this hand guard off. There's one pin. You pop the pin. You pull that off, and you put the new one on. And I'm going to do that here in a second. And then I have the Optima's little brother, the Cva Wolf. It's just a little shorter and a little lighter weight, and I like it. It's a nice. It's both of them are 50 caliber, and it's just a good little muzzleloader. And so that's that. This one I don't really have to do anything to except for sight in, and I'm going to be doing that. I was going to try to do it today, but I think I'm going to run out of daylight. But I want to sight both of them in. Now I really need to sight it in. Oh, I don't know if I'm going to put that on a video or not. Oh my goodness. I saw it was starting to slide. I almost caught it. This barrel's pretty easy to remove. You loosen the screw for the shoulder sling. Take that off. You've got one regular head screw here. That pops out of there. And you can remove the hand guard, the fore end. Open the chamber, and we pop this this pin out. I popped that pin out of there, and now if we break it open, it just slides up out. It's got a little notch on here. There's a pin right there that notch slides into, and then slides in. So we'll put that barrel over here out of the way. Grab the muzzleloader barrel, and the hand guard is in the way. So we got to take that off. Forgot you don't share the same hand guard for some reason. It seems like that would be just as simple, but I know why. Because the rifle doesn't have the ramrod, and the ramrod slides down into that groove right there, and it doesn't have a groove on this one. Okay, so we get the ramrod kind of out of the way, lock it into place, and then we're going to put that pin back in the hole. There. Then the hand guard goes on, like so. Screw goes back in, and you're done with regular season and ready for muzzleloader season. And this muzzleloader, you can see, I don't know if I can get this to the right angle, but I can do a C under to the regular open sights, or I can lift up to the scope. A couple of years ago, not that I want to admit it, I missed like 7 shots in a row with this muzzleloader. I was so frustrated. I was ready to throw the thing. I don't think I've ever been that upset. I hunted so hard during muzzleloader season that year. I missed a really big buck. I missed a button buck. It stood there for 3 shots. It was at like 30 yards away from me. And I reloaded, shot again, reloaded, shot again, and finally I walked away. The deer didn't even take off running. And I would go back to my target, shoot at 100 yards, dead on, like quarter size bullseye ring. Go back out, find another deer, shoot at it, miss it. Well, all that time, it was because the deer were too close to me. The muzzleloader was arcing so much that they were like 30, 40 yards from me. I was shooting over their back. And some of it I attribute to the bullet. I checked the ballistics and stuff on the bullet, and that's what I blame it on anyways. But I would shoot, miss a deer, go back, shoot the target, hit the target dead on. And I was cleaning between shots. And finally I shot a deer at like 60 yards, and I hit her right in the spine and broke her back. And that's when I figured out, it was like 60 or 70 yards away, and that's when I figured out that it was hitting high. So I tried to shoot at 50 yards with the scope and at 100 yards with the scope just to see where I'm hitting. And my open sights, I have sighted in at 50 yards as well. So if I'm not confident with the scope, I'll just bring it down to the open sights. But since then, I changed bullets. And I can get this muzzleloader out of the way for now. And I'm just going to talk a little bit. And we're going to not have this one fall over. Let me set it here. What I do for muzzleloader season is, let me get this on here so I don't forget. I carry the super cool 1987 fanny packs. That's what I use when I go to the woods. I have two here, and just, you know, a black fanny pack. I call them a manny pack. So let's just get that straight right off the bat. But in my manny pack, these are for muzzleloader only. That's what I use them for. And I got some dirt all over my table. In my manny pack, I have 777, Hodgdon 777 50/50 pellets. Both of my muzzleloaders are magnums, so you can use up to 150 grain of Pyrodex. I only use 100 grain. When I load my muzzleloader, you got this little pipe cleaner in here, and if you know it or not, this is what it's for. Stick the pipe cleaner in, it pulls your pellets out for you. Then you put it down in the barrel, and I just barely touch the edge of it, because they say that you don't want your oils from your skin to get on the Pyrodex. It can cause it to not fire. So I keep them in this container in my manny pack. I also keep my 209 primers in my pack. I have a little baggie with some Hornady SST 50 caliber 300 grain bullets, and that's a new case here that I'm gonna be taking the bullets and putting them into the sabot sleeves and putting them into my bag, so I'm ready to go. I also have a new thing of powder that I'm ready with. Okay, so let's see what else is in my pack. Okay, I have a little tube, a little container of Gorilla Grease. I really like this stuff. It's for my breech plug. When I take the breech plug out, I throw a little Gorilla Grease on the threads and put that back in on that. I also carry dry patches and this rod right here. Well, is that not in there? Oh, right here. And these TC13 cleaning patches. And so you take this this jag right here is what this is. Put that on the end of my ramrod, and I take one of these patches out and I cover the jag like this, and I'll shove it down through. I'll even do this sometimes between shots. Not like I got a shot, the deer dropped, and I'm hurry up and reloading to take a killing shot, or to put it down. But if I took a shot and the deer takes off running, I think I got a really good shot, but I'm not sure. I will do a quick barrel cleaning before I reload and go after that deer. Just because it's easier to load. You know that your shot is going to be the same. The first shot was clean when you took that shot. I want a clean barrel when I take the next shot. I don't want my bullet to not hit where I expect it to. So I will clean it with these TC number 13 patches, and then I'll run a dry patch down through and flip it over and do it again. Check and make sure it's dry, and maybe run another dry patch down through just to make sure that it's dry before I load some Pyrodex pellet in there into a wet barrel, and then it's not going to fire properly. So that's what I do when I'm hunting. Now, I won't take out the breech plug if it's a quick follow-up shot or a quick, I'm going to clean it right now. But if I shoot, get the deer, know it's hit, or it drops right there and dies or whatever, and I'm going to clean my barrel again, I will take I'll take my breech plug out and just clean it all the way down through and clean the breech plug off a little bit, put some Gorilla Grease on it, go back in. Another thing that I use is these seasoning patches. It's pretty much like, I think they're like impregnated with boar butter. I don't know if you guys have ever used boar butter or not, but it helps loading. It's like a lubricant for helping loading, and it's supposed to help season your barrel, kind of like a cast iron skillet when they season that to give it like a non-stick coating. It's the same concept. This is supposed to help season your barrel. So you may have heard of TC17, which is a really good cleaning agent, but this is called TC number 13. Now the difference between the TC17 and the TC13 is that the TC13, which is the same stuff as this right here, it's all natural and it's non-petroleum based. Now, not that it really matters or whatever, but to some people, but to me, doing some research, the petroleum based cleaners, even the TC17, that really strips your barrel right down to clean metal, which is good. You want it to be as clean as possible, but it removes your seasoning from your barrel as well. And the seasoning is there, yeah, it helps you to load and all that, but it gives a protective coating between the black powder residue and your steel barrel. And if you've ever taken a while before you cleaned your gun, or if you shot your last shot last year and you're just getting your muzzleloader out and you never cleaned it, black powder is terrible at corrosion. It will eat your barrel up. Your barrel will be pitted like crazy. Even if you're able to clean it well, you're going to have pits in your steel of your barrel if you don't clean it like right away. And there's a lot of ways to clean it. You can take your barrel off and use hot soapy water. You can do a bunch of different things. But I have found, for me personally, that this TC number 13 is all natural, non-petroleum based, and it helps your seasoning stay on your barrel. So that's why I use this. And I could be way off base. I could be right. You know, if you use, I've heard of people using windshield washer fluid, using Windex. Some people use just straight alcohol. Whatever. If it works, it works. And if you're cleaning your gun or your muzzleloader, then awesome. A lot of people don't clean their rifles and shotguns or muzzleloaders, and you pay the price. This is the way I do it. I'm not a scientist. I don't know everything about seasoning on barrels, but that's what I've learned, and that's what I've learned works for me. So that is the Manny pack. That's what's in there. And there's a way to stack this all in here nice and neat and throughout season. Sometimes it works out for me that I figure it out just right. And that's kind of got it right there. I put that on its side, stand on one leg, So that's that. Now, you might be like, man, that's a lot of stuff. Well, there's one more thing in here, and this makes your life a lot easier. I don't have to take out that 209 primer package. I don't have to take out the Hodgdon Pyrodex pellet package. I shoot, and if I'm doing a quick reload to knock it down, I grab one of these. I have these ones in this pack. I have these ones in this pack. They're pretty much the same item. This is what I like. There's other ones, but these are called a speed reloader. It's a speed reloader. It has a bullet ready to go here, and it has a pop open. I have two Pyrodex pellets right here. I don't want to touch them but you can see right there. And I have a 209 primer right there too. Everything is right in this. So what I do, I just took a shot, right? Boom! And the deer kicks, and it runs, and then it falls over, and it's trying to get up. And I'm thinking, well, really in that one, I probably am just going to let it expire most of the time. Say you shoot one and you hit it a little high, and maybe it hits its backbone, maybe it does something and it drops, but it's still trying to get away. I don't like seeing it. I hope if somebody ever shoots me, they put me out of my misery too. I don't want the deer to suffer. So I'm going to grab my muzzleloader real quick. Right, I mean, I've got it already. Boom, I just shot, right? This is clear, it's empty, but I just shot. Pow! Right? I'm going to hurry up. I'm going to pop this open and grab that 209 primer and pop it out of there. Click it back closed. Then I'm going to grab this. I'm going to pop it open. I'm going to take that 209 primer, put it in my hand. Then I'm going to go dunk dunk with those two Pyrodex pellets, and then I'm going to grab this and shove this right in the end. What's cool about this is as you push down, it actually forces. It has a little push rod. I mean, the plastic goes over top of itself, so it's pushing your bullet down for you as you go. So that bullet will start. Then I'll just have to grab my ramrod out, push it down the rest of the way, and seat it all the way down. Then after that's loaded up, I click it open. I've got that 209 primer in my hand already. Click it open, put the new primer in, pull the hammer back, and fire. And the deer's done then, you know, it's not suffering anymore. While I'm thinking of it, Brielle was the last one to shoot this. I can still use it. It works all right. But I moved the hammer piece to one side or the other for Brielle because she's a lefty. Okay. So that's pretty much everything for my speed loaders, my cleaning, what ammo I'm using, my way of getting it to the woods. That's about it. Now, some of the main differences in these two muzzle loaders, size and weight is a big one. The stock, the cheek comb is a little higher, but the ergonomics is a little different on that rifle too. Scopes are a little different. But one of the main thing that I guess I like more about the Wolf than I do the Optima, and this is an older Optima. This is like from 2000 and I don't know, 6. I think I bought this 2006, 2007, and this I actually won in a gun raffle about 5 or 6 years ago. So they're about 8 years apart. This one has a speed breach, and not like a super speed breach, but you can unthread it with your fingers, which is really nice. And it is kind of long-winded, but you're able to take it out without using a tool. And that has a little bit of Gorilla Grease on it right now. And I just want to check the barrel. Yeah, it is good and clean. So, the thing with the Optima is it is not toolless. This one is toolless and the other one is not. It's not a terrible hard thing to take that breech out, but I prefer this one just because it's easier. Now some of them I've seen Thompson Center and a couple other ones that you just take it, turn it like a quarter turn or a half turn and slide it right out. Man, that's sweet. I don't have that, so good on them to build it that way, but I've got old school. Now this is something else in this pack. So this one's with the Optima. This is the Optima's Mani pack. This is the Wolf Mani pack, and I have a third one as backup just in case that's empty. But this is my breech removing tool, and it just turns into a wrench. It stays in there. It's kind of noisy and a little extra weight. But that's in my pack so that I can take that breech out and make sure it's clean in the woods. I also have this T-handle. I have had times where it was hard when I was trying to clean my barrel to get that thing all the way down through or to get it back through. So I bought this T-handle for it, and it's got a ball starter in it, and that's it. And this thing unscrews for packability. Muzzle loaders are pretty cool. Flintlocks are really neat. I don't have one, and I know guys that use them that I guess probably wish that they could use an inline muzzle loader instead. But it's just like somebody using a longbow. It's a little bit more primitive than a compound, just like a flintlock is more primitive than a inline muzzleloader. And I think you can be even more proud of your harvest with a flintlock. Some guys are like, I got that with a muzzleloader, which is a step, I guess, more difficult than an inline rifle or a semi-automatic rifle or whatever. So. A bolt action, man, you're ready for the next round, or a lever action, or a pump, or whatever. Semi-automatic, you're ready right away. So this, you want to make sure you've got your shot right and everything. So that's kind of it for the muzzleloader. I don't know if I missed anything. I'm going to be taking these to the range just to shoot them, make sure they're on, make sure everything's sighted in before I go out to the field, whether it's Monday or what day. I think that's about it. If you have any questions or comments, put them below, and I'll get to them. I think CVA, I think it's a really good company. I think they make good quality products. There's a lot of different companies out there that make muzzle loaders, and it's just kind of like archery, just kind of like vehicles. Maybe you've always wanted that Harley Davidson, but you drive a Yamaha or a Honda motorcycle, and they're good too. Ford, Chevy, Dodge, whatever. A lot of people shooting elite archery or Matthews, and then there's some people that are shooting Hoyt, and that's not a bad name, Bear or whatever. As long as you know your equipment and it does what you want it to do, I don't think the price tag or the name badge on it matters. I really do like these CVAs. They've done good for me, and as long as I keep them clean and sight them in, then we do well. So if you think of anything that I missed, you're curious about anything, just give me a shout and let me know. Put it in the comments below. Good luck to any of you guys and girls that are going out for muzzleloader season. It is a little bit of a challenge, but there's a lot less people out in the woods and a lot less pushing and driving of the deer, things like that. So they start to calm down, and it's just another part of the season that gives you another opportunity if you didn't fill a tag. Some people use muzzleloader all through regular gun season. They really like theirs, and you can reach out there with them. Maybe they throw 150 grains in there, and they have it sighted into 200 yards. And what's the difference if you use that or a rifle? And a lot of places where it's shotgun only, you can use a muzzleloader, so it gets you that extra distance. So anyways, it's muzzleloader season. Hopefully I gave you some information that was useful. If you knew everything that I already told you, then that's awesome. And if you know more than what I told you, leave it in the comments below. We're here to try to help educate people, get people in the woods, and take people along with you. So that's that. We'll be getting out to sight these things in and maybe show you a little quick cleaning on them too. Oh, and make sure that you don't neglect to clean your breech plug. It's very important. You got to be able to get that fire, that spark into your Pyrodex pellet to ignite that, to combust and give you your shot. So that's a problem for a lot of people, that breech plug doesn't get cleaned well enough. All right, that's it. Hey, I love you. I hope you have a great muzzleloader season if you're going out. Keep your muzzleloader clean. Oh, quick tip. If you haven't done it before, I usually take a roll of electrical tape with me, and I will tape right over the hole on my barrel, blocking that completely off. It's not like shoving snow or mud down in there. The burst electrical tape doesn't have that much adhesive. It'll just blow it right off the end. But if it's a snowy or a rainy day, it'll keep any fluid and liquid from getting down in your barrel, which can get past your bullet and get right to your Pyrodex and soak it. And I've been out in a really nasty rainy day where I shot and the bullet didn't go as well as it should have. Kind of almost like a dud kind of thing, you know, and like a misfire. It's just like, Puh! And it just kind of hit like 50 feet in front of me or whatever. It didn't fire as well as it should have. And I would say that was due to rain getting down in, because I'm really careful about my pellets not getting oily or wet or whatever, damp. So electrical tape on the barrel. It works well, and it's just a good little tip. Okay, that's it. We're out. Thanks for watching the video. Thanks for swinging by. Like, share, subscribe. You know, come by. I'll try to give tips when I can. If you got any questions, go ahead and throw them my way, and we'd love it. So we love you. God loves you, and we will see you on the next one. Good luck during muzzleloader season.